What God has for you is for you. Somebody watching this video right now spends so much time scrolling through social media, looking at what others have in their lives, thinking about what others have in their lives, comparing what others have to what you have, and coveting those things that they have, that you may never get to experience what God has for you.
You're listening to the Go Be Great podcast with Travis Wolfe Sr., inspiring you to strive for greatness in everything, everywhere, every time.
Go be great! Great day. Welcome to the Go Be Great podcast. I am Travis Wolfe Sr., and you are great. You know, guys, we spend so much time sometimes focusing on what others have in their lives and thinking about what they have in their lives and coveting what they have in their lives and comparing what they have to what we have. Sometimes we don't get to experience what God has for us. You see, what God has for them is for them, but what God has for you is for you. When I was around 30 years old, I remember looking back at my life and I knew so many people knew of so many people through social media and things like that, who purported themselves to be doing such great things and having so much money and all these other things and having so many great achievements. And I'm like, dang, this kid's 17, 18. This kid's only 20 years old and these guys are killing it. And I'm not, I'm making 6 figures a year, but living check to check, but why are they killing it and I'm not, While I was so busy focusing on what they had and comparing myself to them, I was missing the boat on what God had for me. I was missing what was right in front of me, which was what God had for me, and just imagine how much time we spend wasted on looking at what others have or coveting it, wanting it for ourselves. You'll never have what they have. You'll never, ever have what they have. You'll never get the things that they get because that's not for you. What God has for you is for you. What God has for them is for them. And even if one day you achieve the same thing that you have seen somebody else achieve, you didn't achieve what they achieved. You achieved what you achieved. If you get the same, let's say you want, just make up a car, a Honda Civic or something that somebody else has. Even if you get the same Honda Civic, you didn't get their Civic. You didn't get what they had. You got what you got. You got what was for you because what God has for you is for you. That's yours. That's your Honda Civic with your name on it, not theirs. We can't spend time focusing on what others have and what others got and wanting it for ourselves because we're wanting things that are not for us. We're wanting things that we'll never get because it's not ours. It's not for us to have. You can only have what God has for you. So while you're scrolling on social media, while you're looking through all these things on different platforms and, thinking like, man, I wish I could have that, or if only I could. No. You spend some time looking at what God has for you, asking God, what is it that God wants for you? And telling the universe what you want to achieve or what you want to have for yourself. If you spend a fraction of the energy that you spend on looking at what they have, on the things I just spoke about, you'll start to achieve them and attract them to yourself in your own life. Think about that for a second. What would my life look like if I focused on only what was for me? It's easy to feel defeated or to feel down or to even get, disempowered, or it can feel defeated or it can feel frustrated, when they're with their own personal life, when they're not achieving things that they want to achieve or they're not getting things that they wanted to get. But it's only because they're comparing it to something else. When you know what's for you is for you, when you've accepted that what you asked God for, God has already said yes. When you've accepted that it's already done, you can't get frustrated because at some point it's going to come to you. You can't get angry because at some point it's going to come to you. If you had a crystal ball, you would see that what you've asked for is already yours. So there's nothing that can happen along the way that can get you frustrated because eventually it's coming. But while you're focusing on what other people have and comparing yourself, you're like, man, see, I ain't got mine yet, man. I've been doing this for this long, and they only did it for 3 weeks, and they already got it. They only did this. No. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. You got to focus on you. So focus on you. Focus on what God has for you, because again, what God has for you is for you. What God has for them is for them. Focus on you. Get what's yours, and go be great.